This is one of the great new fruits that has arrived in Australia. Now, it's not really a new fruit. This is a fruit that's been around in Asia for quite a long time, but it's very new to Australia. What is it? This is the Nashi Pear. And it actually is a variety of pear, but it looks, for all the world, more or less like an apple. This is a variety called Nijisseiki. Now, that's probably the best variety for the home garden. Or you can use one of the other two really good home varieties, which is Hosui or Kosui. It grows sort of a bit similar in size to an apple, although as with most fruit trees, you normally recommend to prune them. They do tend to fruit very heavily. Now, these ones have not had their fruit thinned, and this is probably about double the amount of fruit that you'd ideally want. So theoretically, you'd remove about half the fruit. When you're thinning too, a little tip, if you're thinning half the fruit off, you would tend to take a lot of the fruit off the ends of the branches. Firstly, it doesn't grow as well. Secondly, with the weight out there, it can snap the branch. So thin a lot off the ends and then a bit of selective thinning. In fact, it's not good to let them touch each other. I'm sure you've been told that. So if the fruit are touching each other, take one out, and of course when you're thinning the fruit, you always remove the smaller one, leave the bigger one. Easy enough plant to grow. Probably the only major pest in most areas of Australia is a thing called pear and cherry slug, which is what's left these marks on the leaf here. Frankly, I would ignore it because it comes sort of late summer and autumn and not that long afterwards. It'll drop the leaves anyway because these things are deciduous. If you must spray, you'd use any standard caterpillar killer, or if you like, Dipel.
While Don's out there doing what Don does best, I'm here with the food preparing some ideas. But before we get started, let's look at these varieties of fruit. We have some of the Nashis. This is a Kosui. It's rounded, it's golden, it's quite firm and delicious, good to cook with. This one is the, oh, here I go, Nijisseiki. There's nothing written over there. Nijisseiki. They are smooth, they're quite luscious, very, very water-filled and juicy, but they're quite tart. So check out that if you like a tart fruit. Look, I've just got to do this. If you haven't had a Nashi, it's like a watermelon in a pear. It's fantastic. It's a drink. And yes, it is a little tart. And I like that. But before I drown, I just want to say I've got a recipe for you. They're more than fruit. They're an ingredient. That lusciousness, that tartness will make a fantastic appetizer. Watch this. The sharpness in the salad dressing is our lemon juice. The juice of one lemon, remove the seeds and add some olive oil, but you can use walnut oil. They're both fruity, they're quite soft and perfect in this recipe. Next, loads of black pepper. That really does complement the whole juiciness of the Nashi. After that, give it a stir. As you peel and dice each Nashi, drop it straight into the dressing and stir it around. With it coated, it won't brown and discolour. Next, plenty of chopped walnuts. I've got about half a cup here. That lends a nuttiness, of course, but also some bitterness, which is nice. And finally, have a look at this. This is rocket. It's available everywhere, supermarkets, good greengrocers, and it's peppery. It's got a great flavour. We only need about half a cup. Stir all of that together, and we're ready for the cheese and the croutons. Seeing what I've been doing, let me talk you through it. These little croutons, sliced bread into the oven until they're nice and crispy, and we're spreading on top of that some soft blue cheese. Now, don't be horrified if you're not a blue cheese eater. You can get some mild ones, and this is a great way to try it for the first time. This is our Nashi mix. Press it on with a spoon so it doesn't fall away, and there it is, a fantastic plate of appetizers. Now, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and Don's out there. Oh, Don, I'm sorry. Would you just repeat that for me, please? I missed it.
Well,
I would like to know.
No, this is really important stuff, actually. This particular one, Nijisseiki, is sort of self-pollinating, so it's okay. But with the others, you need a pollinator. And so you might have two plants. You might put two together in one hole, which is fine, two in separate holes, or get a multi-grafted one.
I see. Yeah. And that's the secret of getting these to grow.
That's the secret.
Try this. Let me know what you think. I'm not even telling you what it is. Oh, you like that?
That is absolutely, I never knew you could use them as well. So you can eat them straight off the tree, or you can do that.
Absolutely. In fact, you can do many things with them. Later on, I'd like to do you a dessert.
I'll get my just.
You'll get your just dessert. Very good.
That's good.
Yeah. Remember these? The Nashi. They're fantastic on their own, but even more fantastic as a dessert. Nashi's poached and spiced red wine. First step, make the spiced red wine. By the way, because we're adding so many flavours into this, different spices for instance, the quality of the wine doesn't matter. In fact, the cheaper the wine, the better. This is plonk. Into that, a cinnamon quill, half a vanilla bean that's been split, 4 cloves, and some strips of orange. Strips of lemon, half as many. Sugar, about 1.5 to 2 cups, and some water, about half a bottle of wine's worth. Let that simmer for 15 minutes. Peel your nashi, drop it straight into your poaching liquid. We bring this back to the simmer for about 20 minutes with the lid on, then switch the heat right off and leave it to come back to room temperature. During that time, it's really going to soak in those flavours. After that, chill it and eat it, and you're in nashi heaven. Don, always hard at it. Here we go, pal. As promised.
Beetroot.
No, it's not. It's the nashi. I want you to taste it.
What have you done to it?
It's been poached in some fantastic flavours. Now, can you?
Is it going to go all... Oh, it's quite firm.
It is firm, isn't it?
Oh,
Look at that. Look how
that is stunning.
Do you like that? Can you taste the spices in there? And the red wine? A good
Honestly,
red wine?
I can taste the wine. For those people that love, you know, the old, was it poached apples and all that? I reckon
Yes,
this is miles better.
You think so?
Absolutely
And
stunning.
it holds its shape. Its structure is very, very good. We've had it as an appetizer at the beginning and now as a dessert.
Oh, fabulous. And recipes on the fact sheet.
You bet.